James Franco has been desperately trying to make a comeback. Okay, he was in the Cannes Film Festival a few days ago. Now he's gonna be in a new Rambo movie, a Rambo prequel. What is even going on? What is he doing? I'm gonna give you the entire scoop. I'm gonna give you the entire analysis because this entire situation is so crazy and barely anyone is talking about it. Okay, James Franco, what did he do? He hasn't been in any movie since 2018. Remember him? He was in Spider-Man. He was in Spider-Man. I think the last movie that he did was in 2017, and since then it's just been 2018, and that's it. Nothing else. Okay, he's had some really serious allegations against him. Actually, criminal allegations from women who were part of his acting school. So 5 women and 3 and basically 8 women in total have accused him of very serious things. Okay, very serious things. Now, he went out and he admitted them. He basically said, here's what he said. Look, I admit, I did sleep with students. I didn't sleep with anybody in that particular class. But over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students. And that was wrong. But like I said, it's not why I started the school. Are you certain? Are you certain that's not why you started school? Why did you even say that? This is such an unserious quote. It's so nonchalant compared to what egregious thing was done here. And my question is everybody in Hollywood just a freak? There's probably normal actors. Okay, we know plenty of normal actors, but this is so unserious. And the particularly offensive thing is you basically do something terrible, then you wait a couple of years, and then you're back. Like nothing happened. Like instead of mending something immediately or being like, my career's over, and you never show your face again, you wait a couple of years until whatever Gen Z, Gen X, whatever generation grows up, and then you're quietly sneaking your way back in. Because this is the thing, right? Rambo, it's a Rambo prequel. He's not going to be playing Rambo. He's playing like some veteran in the jungle or some unnamed character, just so your subconscious can register him. And then you're like, oh, that's the next movie. You're like, oh, this is James Franco in a slightly cuter role. That's fine. And then your brain accepts seeing him, even though morally it doesn't. That's how tons of actors have come back after Me Too. It's so unserious. You're basically manipulating audiences and people. Because just by exposing someone on the screen, you can make it so their crimes don't matter anymore. It's crazy. It's insane. But another pressing thing is, do we even need a Rambo movie? Do we even need, like, apart from this horrific, stupid casting choice, do we really need another Rambo movie? Like, think about back to when you had Rambo or classics like that. Back when Rambo was the hero, the veteran. The only way that you knew what you were about to watch was by looking at Rambo on the picture if you were going to the cinema or whatever. It's a very old movie. That was the only way that you knew that Rambo was going to be this hero. But when you watched that movie, you didn't really know who he was going to be. He wasn't like this legend dude. You didn't know how long he was going to survive. You had no idea about the action. You basically had barely any trailers for movies back then. That's how mysterious this was. You never knew what you were gonna get. During that time, I remember you barely had any marketing for movies, and you didn't know who Rambo was. You had no idea because you never watched it because it never existed. Now it's basically like Rambo. You already know who he is. You have these sky-high expectations, and it's just going to be nostalgia bait. It's just going to be milking this franchise for what it's worth. Every time you have to know every small detail. There's no mystery. There's nothing left to be unknown or unexplored. Absolutely every snippet of Rambo has to be explored, just like everything else in Hollywood. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. There's nothing that can be left to your imagination. Nothing like the way life is. You just don't know some stuff. You don't know some stuff about this actor, but no, we have to milk it because that's easy money, and you can put an actor that isn't liked anymore and revive his career, and it's that easy. You just do that. You just put him there. Just put a famous face on there, and you make it the way it is. Now, the way I see it, Rambo is not going to live up to this. It's going to be trash because Sylvester Stallone did his job. He was a good actor in that role. Think about Sylvester Stallone. He had the fire, the grit to be an actor. He was willing to sell his script for Rocky for just to be in that role. Okay, he just wanted to be an actor. He just wanted to do that. And Rambo, he was great in that role. He was Rambo. Now somebody else has to play him, or a younger character. And personally, I'm actually tired of seeing these younger reprisals of famous characters. They never work. They suck. They're not good. They don't reinvent anything new. It's just an actor trying to copy the mannerisms of the guy before him. And then you can just do two things. You either do your own thing, which is what they usually do, which is a reboot. It's not interesting because it just makes you think, oh, this is not the character that I used to love. It's something completely different. Or they go for the other thing. And the other thing is they try to imitate him. And now what I can think about is The Sopranos, and then you just have the Many Saints of Newark. Remember how ridiculous Syl looked in that? You can just create a character, and I hope that you don't have a character of Rambo, but that's just what it's going to be. Just create a completely new character. Don't go that route of milking the movie that was famous. It's just ridiculous, and it's stupid. Now, when you look at that, okay, when you look at the movie like that, it's so tiring. Because you know that James Franco, whatever role he's in, is just to revive his career. Someone made a deal there, and it's like, yeah, bring him on, bring him back. That's the thing. He's not in that role because someone went, oh, only James Franco can play this character. And people on Twitter are so mad about this. They don't want to see his face ever again. They seem to remember everything pretty well. So this strategy is not working. I wouldn't be surprised if they recast him or put someone else in that role after all this backlash, because people, they tend to actually boycott movies like this. But you know, the trailers are probably going to come out and people are just going to give up and go and watch it anyways. But people are pretty angry about this on Twitter. They're saying that James Franco is ugly. They're calling him ugly. And I'm not sure that they mean his appearance or whatever, but I personally don't think that James Franco was ever an ugly guy. He was actually handsome, you know, in Spider-Man. He was never ugly. That's not the thing in terms of appearance. But what he did was ugly. And basically just ruined his career because he's an addict. And that's what he said, you know, he's an addict. He couldn't help himself. And that's very unfortunate, you know, when that, you know, it's deeply tragic. And when that happens, there's just no coming back from that. Just don't try to save your career. Just do something else. Just sell hot dogs. Stop trying to put yourself in a movie in these minor roles in Rambo. There's just no point. Just forget. Just put a lock in it. It's over. Rambo, completely unnecessary. And I don't think it's going to be a good movie at all. Once you see those signs, the early casting, terrible casting choices, you can see that it's not going to be good. It's just piggybacking off of a much better idea that was done like 50 years ago. It's ridiculous. You don't need to do this. It's not going to be a good movie. You cannot live up to this legend that you're trying to rebuild. Like, oh, this is Rambo. We all know that's Rambo. Like, come on, give me a break. That entire cinema is going to be empty. Like, I guarantee you no one's going to go watch this, because people just appreciate the classics and they also have respect for the classics, and they don't want to watch a younger version of a dude that was already badass when he had his movie, and now you're just making a mockery of it, basically, or a caricature or a copy. It is what it is, you know, and stop trying to revive these characters, these actors, and Hollywood should have some morals, you know, don't have selective morals that way, you know, because it's very sad, it's very tragic when you show that basically an actor does something wrong and Hollywood's like, oh wow, that's terrible, never bring that actor back on again, we don't want to work with him. Then a few years afterwards, like, oh, maybe it's profitable to bring him back, why not bring him back, let's work with him again. So Hollywood personally doesn't actually care about misconduct. They don't care about assault or allegations or stuff like that. Once the audience has moved on enough and forgotten enough, they try to sneak back these actors that have done so much wrong and are completely irredeemable. So stop doing that, Hollywood. It's ridiculous and it's very noticeable. Just have some morals, have some integrity. I know you can't do that, but at least try. At least try, okay? Once an actor is blacklisted, keep them blacklisted forever. Being an actor in Hollywood should not be a privilege, something that you can always come back to, unless you're in prison for 100 years. If you've done something bad, just don't allow them back. Don't allow them back. Just don't do it. It's ridiculous. Very, very sad, very tragic, looking the way people are being treated and the green pass that they get to do whatever, basically being allowed to do whatever with impunity. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Stop doing these ridiculous, stupid movies.